Hey, receiver, you're there every single week.
Yeah, things have been going super well. It's always a highlight of my week to meet with him.
Awesome. Can you go ahead and give us your check-in statement?
You bet. All right, so first, briefly identify the situation or challenge for which your care receiver needs the care of a Stephen minister. My care receiver is struggling right now due to the loss of his job. That was the reason we started meeting. And also with all the tough feelings that have come with that. And next, two, what does your care receiver currently need from your caring relationship? Well, I think the big thing for him right now is that just having someone who's there to care about him and what he's going through. And also someone he can vent his feelings to that he doesn't want to, burden his wife and kids with. Number three, what process goals do you have for your caring relationship at this time? Just being there for him. Being a consistent presence. And also listening well and validating all his feelings. What is going well in your caring relationship? So, the best thing lately is that we finally got a good comfort level together. And I'm really, really happy that he's feeling comfortable enough to share his feelings and his insecurities with me. So that's great. What could be going better in your caring relationship? The only thing is that he'll put himself down a lot, and then I just find myself getting frustrated with that. Number six, what support, guidance, or prayer do you need from your supervision group? If you all could just pray for patience for me. Things are going great overall, but I can be tempted to try to fix my care receiver. And so I just want to make sure I don't give in to that temptation. So that's it.
Well, thanks for that great check-in statement, Scott. So let's go to our in-depths with Mary and Michael then. Mary, I have you scheduled as going first. You still okay with that?
Yes.
All right, great. Let me take a quick look at your contact record sheet. Yeah, everything looks great. I always appreciate your consistency. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Well, my care receiver's current situation is that she's dealing with some really intense and difficult feelings about her husband's death. She seemed to be doing better before, but lately her emotions have been much stronger. She's really deeply grieving. We've been meeting for about 11 months, and about half that time was when her husband was sick, and then the other half after he passed away. We meet regularly once a week, and that hasn't changed since my last in-depth. In regards to her caregiver situation, nothing has changed since my last in-depth. It's just me right now. What does your care receiver currently need from your caring relationship? What she needs in the caring relationship is for me to be there every week for her, offering support and being a safe place for her to voice her emotions. My current process goals are to be fully present when I'm with her and to listen actively, and then to also reassure her that she can grieve at her own pace, since others are kind of pressuring her to get over her grief and just move on. To do those goals, I'm praying before our meetings that I'll be with her in the moment and focus on her needs. And I also actually went back to my notes from the listening module in our training. I think Jasmine suggested that for my last in-depth, and that was really helpful too. What is going well in the caring relationship is that she does trust me, and our conversation is always very open and real. What could be going better? I'm feeling like I'm not helping her in a meaningful way. And as far as how I feel about it, the feeling that I'm not helping her is really bothering me. I feel frustrated with myself and sort of lost about what to do. And how has the care receiver responded to the ministry? Well, she's happy to see me, and she says she loves meeting, and that's been the same for a while. And I don't really think I have any boundary issues right now. Maybe I'm a little over-involved emotionally, but overall I think we're okay. And in regards to what the focus of our caring relationship should be right now, I'm not sure. Probably processing emotions, but we've been doing that for a while, so I don't know. And that's actually where I could use your support, just figuring out what to do in the caring relationship. It's almost like an entirely new situation right now, and I want to work through the feeling that I'm not helping. And I've selected my 2 focus questions. They are, set A, 10C, if your care receiver situation is unchanged, how do you feel about that? And set D, number 4, what are your thoughts and feelings about how the caring relationship is developing? And that's it.
Thanks, Mary, for that great in-depth.
And like I said, I thought she was doing a little better after her husband's death, but she's kind of going backwards.
So it seems like you're feeling a little uncertain about where she's at emotionally because she has all these different but really intense emotions. Yeah, I can definitely see why you'd be feeling that way.
Honestly, I think I was a little focused on getting results, getting her to feel better instead of the process of caring for her.
I'm thinking about our training on grief. And it sounds like your care receiver might be going through that recoil phase where all the feelings are very strong. And I remember learning that it can last a while. So I can see how you have those feelings of wanting your care receiver to feel better.
Like I said, I was a little caught up in getting her to feel better that I kind of forgot to ask some questions there.
I think it's good that you're reminding her that she can go at her own pace and communicating acceptance of her feelings.
I've really been looking forward to supervision this last week because I'm not really sure what to do.
Well, I'm glad you haven't let that hold you back. I can see you've been very faithful in caring for your care receiver and in being with her consistently. So good job on that.
Thanks. I knew that even though I wasn't feeling great about things, I definitely still wanted to be there for her.
Yeah.
And Mary, you've been really open and honest in your in-depth reports.
It is just so hard to see her go through all that. But, look, guys, I'm sorry about that. I'm really okay.
No, there's no need to apologize, Mary. It's honestly beautiful how much you care for your care receiver.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. Even though it's been a tough time for me, it has been a time of grace for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You are making a difference.
You are.
And God's making a difference through you.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't have that without you being her sleeping minister.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Well, I think we've had some excellent discussion today, and I know it's been helpful. But I think we're starting to get to the point where we need to move on to Michael's in-depth. But before we do that, Mary, could you just quickly share a little bit about what you're going to take away from today's conversation?
Sure. Well, I really do feel a whole lot better. And just the reminder that God is there in the caring relationship, I think I was so wrapped up in my own worries, I forgot about that. And and I didn't even realize how much He has been doing in the relationship. So I'm going to try to remember that and just to be there so that God can work through me during this time. And realize that it may take some time, and that's okay. And then also, I really appreciate all the questions about the clothing. I definitely will put some of those to use.
Well, that's great. And Mary, just thank you for your openness and your willingness to work through the discussion today.
Yeah, you did great, Mary.
You all make it so easy.
It's what we're here for. Now, Mary, you had mentioned a couple focus questions as possible starting points. I think you mentioned set A, 10C, and number 4 in set D. Does anyone else have any other ideas or suggestions for focus questions?
I really like that second question that Mary put out there. It seems she has a bunch of different feelings about the caring relationship, so that could be a good one to start with.
Any other ideas or suggestions?
Maybe set C, number 2. What expectations do you have for the direction of the caring relationship, and where do those expectations come from?
Yeah, or how about set B, number 9? In what ways do you seek to be the caregiver and let God be the caregiver?
Yeah, I like both of those. Well, I think we've got a good group of questions to choose from. So, Mary, where would you like to start? And keep in mind, we can always come back to these other ones later.
Well, since Jenny and I both like number 4 of set D, why don't we start with that?
Yeah, sounds good. Just as a reminder, that is, what are your thoughts and feelings about how the caring relationship is developing? Mary?